slowing down at the end.
Now Truex will not be penalized because he arrests his speed coming down pit road. NASCAR will not penalize him for taking that evasive action.
He had that same experience in practice with Dale Jr. They spun off of that corner and wasn't so lucky.
Watch the right side of your screen, and the Napa car just gets turned off the bumper of Labonte.
Thought he had it saved and was going to be able to get back up in the track, but he was afraid to try it.
He'll be a straightaway or more behind, but he's still on the lead lap.
But yeah, he'll be losing probably about 15 to 20 miles per hour per lap to that pack up there.
Clint Boyer and Kyle Busch, a Chevy and a Toyota, lead the Daytona 500. Inside 20 laps to go. And still a tight pack at the front of the field. 8 cars battling for the win in the Daytona 500. Ryan Newman holding back, the 11 of Denny Hamlin pushing. Here comes David Reagan and Trevor Bayne in the 21. And on the outside, Clint Boyer and Kyle Busch.
Yeah, don't.
Caution
4-car in the wall. Caution out.
Turn 4. Caution's out.
Casey Kane into the wall, and we're told that the defending champion of the 500, Jamie McMurray, is down a cylinder.
Yeah, he went by here sounding really, really bad, really ragged.
Watch the number 4 of Casey Kane. It's like Carl Edwards knew something was wrong. He got off Kane, and Kane went up and into the wall.
Looked like Kane had a tire go down. He just kind of eased up the hill there and smacked the wall. Yep, right front.
Edwards also coming to pit lane before the pits are opened. Larry, nobody needs fuel or tires, but with the possibility of multiple green-white checkers, if you're in the back half of the lead lap, do you want to top off?
Mike, we've had so many cautions since most of those guys pitted with 40 to go. And remember, cautions to green is about a 2-to-1 ratio. I think they've saved more than enough fuel, even if we have a couple of attempts.
And I know you won't believe this, but this is one time when new tires will slow you down. The longer you run these tires, they wear down a little bit, just the faster they go. They don't lose any grip, and they just keep getting faster.
18 laps to go as we work the record 14th caution of the Daytona 500. Every Sprint Cup race this week has had record lead changes, from the Budweiser Shootout to the Gatorade Duel to the 500. 69 lead changes today. Everybody take a deep breath. We're going to take one break and then bring you commercial free to the checkered flag in the Daytona 500 on Fox. Fox Fantasy Auto Racing's back at foxsports.com. Pick 5 racing stars to compete each week of the season. Compete in groups with friends or other racing fans. Are you up for the challenge? Go to foxsports.com/fantasy. Now, Carl Edwards backed off of the 4 of Casey Kane. Perhaps he had that flat going down in turn number 3.
Yeah, he was slow in that corner, and then the Ford just happened to wreck right in front of him. But I think I see why now.
No, we're told that Carl ran over the brake rotor that came off Casey Kane's car. And that's how he got that flat.
I think you see it right there on our Fox Heat Seeker. You can see the flat here, all nice and hot, and then the wheel was hot. That's a flat.
I see the lights out on the pace car there with 16 laps to go. We're going to settle this with 24 cars on the lead lap. Edwards the last of those. Ryan Newman at the front chooses the outside lane. Denny Hamlin is second. David Reagan in the 6. Trevor Bayne, the rookie, in the 21, trying to give the Wood brothers their first top 10 finish since August of 2008 at Watkins Glen.
You might want to tape that TV to the table here, folks, because it's getting ready to get a little bit wild and crazy.
Worthy of note, A.J. Allmendinger and Richard Petty's 43, 13th, and on the lead lap, Dave Blaney 12th. Stephen Wallace 16th in his first 500. David Gilliland for front row is 17th. They're all on the lead lap. They're all trying to win the 500, and green flag with 15 to go.
It's all about timing now. Got to time it where you're out front, coming to get the white, coming to get the check. What I mean by that is you want to find a tango. You want to find a partner. You kind of lay back, and make that big speed on the last lap, go by everybody, and win the sucker.
Newman with the 11 of Hamlin, last year's series runner-up. And here's Newman's boss, Tony Stewart, co-owner of Stewart Haas Racing with Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 88.
That's two drivers that have been dance partners for a long time, a number of years, Stewart and Earnhardt Jr.
I think there's magic right there in Stewart and Earnhardt if they got the speed.
Kurt Busch with Regan Smith. They have worked together so well all through the speed weeks. We have a little bit of Kurt Busch audio for you.
So 78, follow each other up through this pack. Time to stick together is all we got. Benford just had that conversation with him. He wants to be the pusher. Wants you to lead the way up through there. I need to push at some point, to maintain the pace, to get us up in there, cool him down, and then he can push again. Okay, 10-4.
Remember in 07, Kurt Busch pushed his then teammate Ryan Newman to win the 500.
Well, remember here in the 150s, the 78 pushed to 22 across the finish line to win his 150. So, yeah, these guys know how to work together, and they got fast cars.
3 times Busch has been the runner-up in the 500.
And Kurt Busch can become the first driver in the history of this speedway to win the Budweiser Shootout, the Gatorade Duel, and the 500 in the same speed weeks.
Stephen Wallace has had a great race up till now. He's on pit road with 13 to go.
Looks like it could be right front. It's I think he's got a right front tire cut down, looks like.
Newman Hamlin. Chevy Toyota. And on the outside, Boyer, Busch, Chevy, Toyota. 2 Fords, the 6 and the 21 for Reagan and Bain. What will be the winning combination 13 laps from now?
And they're wondering the same thing. They don't really know for sure right now. You know what you want to do. You know what you'd like to do, but things can change so quickly. You got to be willing to make a change and go with the best shot.
And on the inside, here comes Stewart and Earnhardt, 2 Chevrolets. The 14 and the 88.
Listen to that engine. That thing is singing at 9,000 RPM around here at 200 plus miles an hour.
Darrell, it looks like what right now, Ryan Newman in the 39, Hamlin in 11, coming to 11 to go. That yellow line, they're not going to move off of it. They're going to stay right at the bottom of this racetrack.
And all 3 of our Pizza Hut picks are up there in the top half dozen.
And we've seen it, and I've heard it from everybody that's been leading on the last lap coming to the checkered. I felt like a sitting duck. The question is, can you get that duck lined up?
Last Saturday, a week ago Saturday night, Ryan Newman was in that position in the Budweiser Shootout. He was out front. He did not win it. Hamlin went under him, but below the yellow line. Kurt Busch went around the outside and got the win.
I think what's going to affect the outcome of this race is going to be who can stay behind who the longest. Do they have to step out? Like you see Dale Jr. right there. He's trying to get some air to the radiator. You're probably going to burn it down right here. If it starts blowing water out, you're just going to have to let it blow water out. This is for all the marbles right here.
I'd say with 10 to go, just block that water temperature gauge
Don't even
out.
look. Forget the gauges. Run it till it blows.
A record-setting Daytona 500 in a number of categories. And I don't think we've seen the last lead change. 69 so far. 9 times the 500 has been decided by a last lap pass.
And normally a driver would be saying, leave me alone. Don't talk to me anymore. I got to concentrate. You can't do that here today. That spotter has got to stay in your ear.
Clint Boyer in 33, Kyle Busch in 18. They keep trying to look to the outside. They keep testing the waters out there.
Now with 10 laps to go, look at the red car, Stewart. Have he and Earnhardt drifted back, or are the front 4 moving away from them?
Well, I think they're trying to figure out the timing. That's what I was saying about having a head of steam coming to get the checkered flag. If you can time it right, blow by those guys, you got a chance of winning this thing.
2 in front of him. 2 back from you, no pressure in front of him. 2 back from you, lane higher. 2 back from you, lane higher. 5 in front of him.
14 and 88 spotters.
I think the element of surprise, that where did they come from? And I think that's what the spotters are really going to have to be watching here and telling their drivers.